my god! Oh my god! Oh man, this show is so dumb. G'day guys and welcome to Raging Rhino. It is time for episode 7 of The Acolyte. I've really got nothing to say at the beginning of this. This has been the dumbest show I think I've ever seen. Whether or not it's actually in Star Wars or not, it's actually pretty stupid. So let's get straight into this episode. If you are new here, you get to see my reactions as I go through the episode, and then you get to hear my review and my thoughts at the very end. Let's get straight into this. I think we're all anticipating the fact that we're just going to get a flashback from a different point of view in this episode.
Got what they deserved.
I tell you what, this has got to do a lot of work. It's got to do a lot of work to actually close this series out in 2 episodes, especially if this episode is a flashback, which based on the recap that we're seeing, it looks like it's going to be. But yeah, just it's crazy to think that after this episode, there's going to be 1 episode left. And you think about where the characters are and the character motivations that we've seen throughout this and how they flip-flop so much. They got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. Yep, we're back on Brendok and we're 16 years. Oh my god, is that a metal detector? That's a metal detector! That's the most expensive metal detector in all of history. That's a $2 million metal detector right there. And look at the Wookiee, man. Like, it doesn't even look real. Cosplay. What are they doing? What are they doing? Just farming or something?
Big deal.
Calm yourself, Padawan.
He seems pretty calm.
Around your...
What? They're looking for a virgins. What? In the plants? What is going on? This is already pretty stupid, to be honest. They've been there for 7 weeks. This planet was originally lifeless because of a hyperspace disaster, and now it's thriving with life. The Padawan's homesick. He wants to go home. And they're looking for a virgins in the garden. Okay. Okay. Oh, there's your $2 million metal detector again. What the fuck are they looking for a virgins for in the forest like this? Oh, and he sees the girls at the tree. They've been there for... This is the other thing too that isn't sort of really making sense to me, is that they've been there for 7 weeks. They haven't done an orbital scan to see for, like, detect life. And, like, even possibly there would be a concentration of life where these witches are. Surely they'd be able to sort of detect that. The technology that they've got should be good enough to be able to do something like that, I would have thought. Yeah, we've seen all of this. That's the opening. They're looking for a virgins in the Force with metal detectors. And taking, like, plant samples. What is this? Even now that I think about it, not just detecting, like, life forms, but detecting, like, energy surges or like, there's got to be power that powers this base that they've got in the mountain, right? Especially when there's electronic panels that open doors exactly like what we're seeing here. And they didn't detect this from their ships or anything. Like, okay. Okay. Huh. Okay. Knock on the door, Sol. But he just climbs the wall. He hasn't been able to get through on the comms. What the fuck? So that's the noise they heard. It's probably the only mystery box that they're going to open and actually explain.
Besides, Night Sisters don't raise younglings, let alone train them.
They do not treat the
What?
girls like children.
So they don't even... You know, sending a transmission to the council, you can literally just send a transmission to the council and then go. Oh, man, my brain already hurts.
But we must be vigilant.
I don't understand why Sol even thinks that the girls are in danger or that it is a threat. Like, the motivations here just don't add up. Sorry, I keep pausing it because there's so many reactions that I had last week that I had to take so many things out because I was reacting over what I was seeing, and I got copyrighted on the first time I uploaded it. So I'm just letting you know. They sliced their way in pretty easy. We've seen all of this. Why are we seeing all of this again?
Good evening.
This isn't even from a
I'm
different
Master Indara.
perspective.
These are my colleagues, Sol, Kelnaka, and my Padawan, Torben.
Colleagues again. I want to make the point now that we've actually heard that line again where she says that these are my colleagues, that again, for me, that destroys the canon of Star Wars, like destroys the universe of Star Wars. It's kind of like when Sol asked May to take the wheel in the last episode, you know, instead of taking the controls or taking the helm or something like that. These are my colleagues. It just takes you out of the world of Star Wars completely.
You cannot deny that Jedi have the right to test potential Padawans.
With your
With your
permission.
permission, of course.
We've seen all of this.
The Coven will never let her leave. They are so insular. So strange.
How do you know that?
They mocked her.
I just need to take a sample of your blood. Is that okay?
At least he told May before he did it. Whereas Osha, he just does it. Gee, the Jedi tests aren't very, like... There's not much to them.
A planet.
Correct.
Well, it doesn't go to another image?
Do not alter this little girl's destiny because you have formed an emotional attachment to her.
That is not what's happening here.
This is so stupid. And why are you getting so emotional? You're supposed to be a Jedi Master.
Even identical twins would have different symbionts. This is impossible without some kind of manipulation.
The twins were artificially created.
Maybe by tapping into a power dense enough to split one consciousness into two bodies?
Only a virgins could create that type of...
Oh my god.
This is it.
This is our ticket home!
So his ticket home is to go and steal the girls. Oh my god, this is so dumb.
I must discuss it.
So Torben's so homesick and so emotional, even as a Jedi Padawan, that he wants to go and steal the kids because it's his ticket home. This has got to be a joke.
The Jedi will not warn you before they attack.
What? This is so pathetic.
Right now, I choose mother.
Oh, pathetic.
Follow me.
What? He went there to stop him. His soul went there to stop him, and now he's like, "Follow me. We're gonna scale this wall." What? Like, oh! Not only do they flip flop their motivations throughout all the other episodes that we've seen, but in this episode, there's been so many contradictions in the characters from one scene to the next, or from even one bit of dialogue to the next. It's so infuriating. Your brain starts to explode with confusion.
I need you to help me get the girls. Okay. Okay? Yep.
Why are they so emotional? These are Jedi. This is dumb. Oh man, this is so dumb. Oh, she tries to put it out. That's not how it happened in the other episode. That's not how that would work. All of that liquid would just burn up and burn away. What? Why? What? And how is that Osha? That's May.
Run!
Run! Bows and arrows. Oh, here we go again. Okay, so it's not that explosion that kills them all.
They're locked inside.
What, they get inside his head? Why wouldn't he just kill him if that's what the intention is? Look at the size of that hilt, man. Just snap his neck. Snap his neck. Where'd she come from? What's that gonna do? Is that how they all die? Is that honestly how they all die? my god! Oh my god! Oh man, this show is so dumb. Oh, oh my god. Oh, that's too funny. I'd also like to ask, actually, while I've got a pause here, where did she come from? She said that she couldn't land the ship anywhere near there. So, how long would it have taken her to land the ship and actually get here after dropping him off? Oh man, this show. Oh man, that's how all the witches die. This didn't happen in the last one. Stop being so emotional, Soul.
With no thought of the consequences.
And allowing your emotions to control you.
Choice.
These aren't Jedi. These aren't Jedi. Look how emotional and charged they are and everything that's going on right now. These aren't Jedi. And what did Torben do that was so bad that he would go into a 10-year coma of cone of silence for 10 years and then kill himself? What, because he was so homesick that he wanted to go and steal the kids? And he didn't even succeed in necessarily even doing that? What am I seeing here? Hang on. They even though they went against the council originally and went there, why would you then go on to lie to the council? Why wouldn't you say, yes, we went back there, and then they provoked an attack? Because they did. At the end of the day, you could make an argument for the fact that these guys were just doing what they did in self-defense. After they took control of the Wookiee and the Wookiee basically beat the shit out of them. Why is it that we've got to go back and lie to the council? May started a fire and burnt everyone to the ground. In fact, Trinity is the most at fault for some strange reason because she was able to get back Kalnaka to his own self, and the witches were, invading him, controlling him, and then what, they just all died because the connection was severed or something? Why are you being so emotional about the whole thing? The other thing, too, that doesn't make sense in all of this, and I don't think I even noticed it in episode 3, which this is basically just a recap of. We don't really learn anything and it doesn't progress anything. But Osha wasn't knocked out when they were leaving. He saved her, grabs her by the arm, and she's like, "You got me?" And he's like, "I got you." And then as they're running out, she's screaming at all the parents and everything that are around. How did she get knocked out? And that's the end of the episode. Oh my God, we really didn't learn anything at all. We really didn't learn anything at all. We got a little bit more context in regards to what happened to him. He's homesick. Apparently Sol's got some major connection to Osha and just has this thing. We get to see May's test and how she just basically fails. We get a little bit more context to what we see in episode 3, but that context actually doesn't do anything. It doesn't mean anything. And it doesn't even really change anything. In fact, in all of this, that both sides of the aisle actually made wrong decisions and did stupid and wrong things. And it's so hard to actually explain to you how bad this is because nothing is coherent. Nothing from anyone or any of the characters whatsoever. Nothing is coherent. It's actually mind-blowing how bad it is. I can't believe Sol stabs her as she's turning into a big fart cloud. She starts turning into this fart cloud. And he thinks that it's May that's Osha that it's standing there, but it's obviously May. And I don't know, through this fart cloud, she starts making May disappear as well. You can see like here, it's starting to all come apart. I don't know what's going on here. You know, pull the thread maybe. And then Sol's instant reaction is to stab her. And you know, just thinking about it, where does Chimera come into all of this? You know, Chimera, throughout the episodes and stuff that we've seen, he talks about how Jedi, Jedi actually mention that they don't attack people that are unarmed. And he's like, yeah, bullshit. Like, he didn't see any of this. They're going to go and lie to the council. They're going back to Coruscant to lie to them. I'm mind blown at basically this is just, like I said, a recap of episode 3. It means nothing. It does nothing. It changes nothing. And I don't see why the Jedi were so bad. I even think about like May, right? May sees Sol kill her mum and crying and everything. And Torben's there as well. Okay, maybe she'd want revenge on those two. But like to want revenge against the Wookiee or Trinity, they're not there right now. She doesn't see them there. Now, you could make the argument, yeah, but she knew that all 4 of them were there. But they were provoked. They were provoked. After the fact, I will say, Sol's like, oh man, it's so dumb. It's so hard to explain to you how dumb it is and how none of the actual motivations of the characters or what they do actually makes sense. And knowing what we know from all the other episodes, the 6 other episodes, none of this makes sense. Why in episode 3 did we not see Sol trying to hold up both bridges and then he just lets May go so that he can save Osha? Like here, he's trying to hold up both bridges and he just lets go of the one that May's on so he can save Osha and May goes down, right? I'm just gonna jump back to episode 3 for a second. And even though we are seeing things from a different perspective, like a different POV, it still doesn't make any sense that we didn't see this actually happen in that other episode. So this is that exact same scene. The bridges are collapsing. Sol's not even there holding them up. Look. When this one goes down, he was still holding the other one. Why are we seeing it like it's written completely differently? He was holding up that other side for ages after that May's side collapsed. None of this makes sense. And it's so painful when you do something like this to watch, where character motivations don't make any sense, where characters' decisions don't make any sense. Torben is so homesick that he just wants to go and steal the kids so that he can get back to Coruscant. What a freaking baby. I mean, I've got to view this now as I can't even view this as a comedy. The funniest part of the entire thing were how all the witches died. That is hilarious, absolutely hilarious. But for this to be what, how, why, I got no answers for you. I got no answers for you. I need time to comprehend the garbage that I just watched so that I can deliver it to you in a coherent way. It is that difficult to put together. And the crazy thing is my brain hurts that much, I can't even laugh at it. I can't even laugh at it. just going back to like the beginning of the episode too, like, my God, we're using, like I said, $3,000 metal detectors to search for a virgins in the Force. They haven't found life yet at all. They've been there for 7 weeks and they still haven't detected life despite the technology that's in this universe. That doesn't make any sense. Obviously, Sol comes across the kids, and majority of these scenes we've actually seen. Majority of it we don't actually need to see again. This is, like I said, it clears up the mystery box of what the noise was that they heard, and the fact that Sol saw all of that. The emotions of the Jedi. The emotions of the Jedi. Like, this is probably supposed to be like the golden age of the Jedi. You know, 100 years before the prequels. And they're searching for a virgins in the Force with metal detectors. The most expensive metal detector props of all time in all television movie history. Unbelievable. I got nothing. Honestly, I got nothing. It was trash. And how are they going to close this off with 1 episode to go? How are they going to make this? And now what we know from this period in time, 16 years earlier, how are they going to make this make sense? The only thing that we really got is the fact that they figured out that these kids, the twins, were made through the Force because what? Their DNA is exactly the same. Like, exactly the same. And the only way that could have been done is through manipulation. Now, that might give Sol an out in regards to why he couldn't detect the fact that it was May and not Osha on the ship in the last episode. But it still wouldn't give him an out in regards to him detecting her wanting to kill him and creeping up behind him in that episode. I got nothing. Look, I'm going to think about this. I'm going to think about what I watched. I don't really want to, but I'm going to think about what I watched. And we're going to break this episode right down on Casual Rage this week. So get ready for that on Fridays. Please do subscribe and set your bell for notifications so that you get notified of when that stream is actually happening. We do it every week, so check that out. I got nothing more to say. This is an abomination. It's an abomination of Star Wars. George Lucas, if he was dead, would be rolling in his grave. And being that he's alive, I hope he's not seeing this, because this isn't his Star Wars. This isn't his Jedi. Disney Star Wars isn't Star Wars. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Later, guys.